I forgot to plug my controller back in because I unplugged it for blood typers to make sure it wasn't going to mess with anything. Please be smart and actually pick it up conveniently. Thank you. Okay. So, for anybody that wasn't here when I did this previously, this is Final Fantasy Tactics, as you might expect, but it is Final Fantasy Tactics Iveless Island. What that means is the whole map is open to me, and I can go do fights in any order I want and all of that. We do have everything randomized as well, so I only have so many jobs. Specifically, we have wizards, monks, knights, and squires and chemists. That's it. Unless people have found more things for me while I was busy. They definitely found me some more job points, it looks like. I did do some training off camera and picked up this new character here, Partha, off the soldier shop. Because I wanted somebody else with some better faith. So we fished out Partha from the pool. As you can see, those two still have not leveled too much, but they're getting there. And Galar's bravery has actually gone up a fair bit with the fights he's been in. So he's actually a match for Leopold in that regard. And Ralph's strength has continued to rise as well. Leopold's staying a wizard right now because he has the strongest faith on the team as well, so that benefits him a bit. And he was able to reach magic attack up immediately, so he's rocking a decent amount of spells, and some good magic attack is going to be his whole shtick at the moment. He almost has enough for Hamido at a monk, so I'm going to leave those points alone. Hamido being countering before the enemy hits you. So as you might imagine, that's pretty important. You have enough for that now, so we'll give up your shield so you have more magic attack as well. Because her health's currently buffed by the black costume she's got, so she should be mostly fine. I've been rocking Monk at the moment, working my way up myself to getting Hamido. Because if you hit the enemy first, when they go to attack you and they die, then they don't get to attack you. It's convenient. So I'm not spending any more Monk points right now. I have basically mastered Knight. I'm only missing 2 moves and equip shield for myself there. Galar has not done too much with Knight yet. He just got equip sword. I'm gonna get him equip armor now, so he's sorted on that. But we don't have too many other things for them to do, so he's... actually, he doesn't have too much to do for Monk to get to what we want. No, I'll leave it for now. He'll play around as a knight for the time being, just because he'll be effective that way. And then we'll swap Ralph and Galar later. That's probably a better idea. So I would ideally like to get a bunch of these guys to master a bunch of classes. I don't recall that actually having the hugest impact. It just makes me happy to see mastered classes. It's just one of those things, you know? Get you the ability to use all the potions. This is Leopold. Okay. Yeah, that's all I really want for you, then. The only fight I did that y'all didn't end up seeing... Actually, no, I didn't do any fights you wouldn't have seen, because I did a bunch of fights in Lenalia, and then I went to Zirkel a couple times. I didn't end up doing that much grinding for this morning. Not as much as I'd intended to, because things happened. But considering the condition we're in, we should be able to go do a few more fights. I just need to have my brain kick in. Oh, right. I wanted to show you the side quest fights here. We'll go ahead and do those. Those should be pretty straightforward to do at this point. Actually, I know I'm delaying getting anything done, but brain is processing. Let me check to see if I got any store levels. No. Thankfully, that's easy to tell. Yeah, we're gonna go over here to Goland, because there's a lot going on here in Goland Coal City. Once the menu loads, you'll see what I mean. is there's the story battle, which we won't be touching. There's 4 side quest battles all attached to the same side quest here. And these are all doable, at least based on the experience I had doing them in both of my test seeds. One of them did end up bad because there was just a set of nasty enemies it picked for it. But this is generally pretty doable. I don't actually know what the correct order for the side quest is, so I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down. The one at the bottom does have a rescue target, is why that one's getting left for last. Because that one could be problematic. You 3 there. We do also have a couple low-level fighters in this team, so it could end up being problematic in that regard as well a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Oh, it's a slew of Gafgarians. Great. That's less than ideal, because they all have a lifesteal move, so they're going to be annoying. They also have a fair whack of health, probably. Yeah, they got 163 for that one, and probably similar for the rest. That one's only got 142. That wouldn't be too awful. But as you can see, they got range with Night Sword, and it does solid damage, so it's going to be a nuisance. I did fix the fact that people didn't have Auto Potion that had already unlocked Auto Potion. I think just about everybody has it in this party now. So the Night Swords, as long as Auto Potion triggers, won't kill anybody, but they will drain our resources and it will keep healing the Dark Knights. So it is going to be an issue there. There's also one under the stairs, in case you didn't catch that. And our guest for this is Beowulf. It's his whole side quest that we're going to be doing here. All 4 of these fights involve Beowulf, who is standing right there. I would explain his whole deal, but I don't actually know this side quest offhand. Oh, our monk attacks are not going to do a lot to these guys, huh? Oh, you're doing better. Why do you do so much damage, Ralph? Why? Like, that's the thing I've noticed, is Ralph just hits really hard. And I thought power was tied to bravery, because that was something I was told before. But there must be something else to it, because both of them are monks. And he's even a lower level monk than I am. And yet he does 30 more damage than me. So maybe monk calculation is specific in some way. 66, that'll probably be fine. You don't have anything you can target. So just come on out here. Get ready to start making moves. Actually, I'm gonna have you move here. And start lighting him up. Because his bolt will go off, now her bolt goes off. Which her bolt does more damage, and she's a lower level too, so there's definitely hidden numbers at play that I'm apparently forgetting about. Makes me glad I did hire her to be our wizard, though. Though I see I did leave counter on her. I knew I forgot it with somebody. Now we know who. I fully anticipate ending up dying as soon as we load Castlevania, by the way. Because I'm assuming somebody with Deathlink on has loaded their game at some point since we last played. So we're almost certainly just gonna explode. No shade on anybody that's playing, but there's no way that everybody playing would have avoided dying. You know? So let's see. I'm not gonna be able to kill him. So I'm gonna step over here to leave a space for somebody else and hit him with Wave Fist instead, because it'll do the same damage my regular punch does. Yeah, and you'll be able to squeeze in there and finish him off. One down, many to go. Problem is, we did block that staircase up, like, completely. So you're gonna have to go over this way. It's just gonna be a really unfortunate situation of Galar just not getting to do anything anytime soon. Beowulf has magic, so he's gonna be flinging that up there. He specifically loves to cast that Don't Act you're seeing him use right now. So that'll be very useful in reducing the amount of things coming our way. So you healed up a little bit, but with the way this exchange is going, we will win that exchange, so I'm willing to just keep doing that. And with that job level, I think that's Time Mage triggered, which will send a check out to somebody, hopefully. Might even be something of our own. We'll find out. Oh, boy. We shall see, like I said, how much I end up covering today. I just want to make sure you all get to see some Archipelago progress, like I was saying. I cannot keep my brain on task right now, though, at all. I'm losing the thread of what I'm trying to say repeatedly. Which I do think that was part of the problem we were having during Blood Typers as well, as I was already having a bit of a brain fart here and there, and it just gets compounded. Oh wow, you actually landed the 61%. Look at you. There's gonna be nothing for you to fight by the time you get up here. That is the problem with knights, is it does take them a while to get places. Especially when you just don't have a lot of speed boosts to give them. Yeah, basic fire is not going to be good enough. Okay. That'll kill. Though it did hit a larger area, so we are going to do some friendly fire there, but auto potion should cover that just fine. Oh, great. He guarded it. So glad. So glad I did friendly fire for that thing. You know, don't you just love that when that happens? Okay, I can hurt this one more. Gonna get you. Get you. Now the Don't Act wore off already. That's upsetting. Lifesteal makes us take forever. Lifesteal gives them an unreasonable lease on life. And we're about to lose a wizard. Did he not have auto potion, or did he just not proc it? You can't hop down conveniently either. You do enough damage that I want you to still keep pressing on, though. What I might do is I'll just turn around myself and go fetch him. Oh, actually, you're out of magic, so you go ahead and focus on taking care of that. 'Cause you have Phoenix down, right? Yeah, you do. It's a good thing I had the knight heading up that way anyway, then, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to close the deal on that guy anyway. Okay. Yeah, you gained a level. Good for you. I don't understand why they run up to people to Night Sword sometimes. I think they're gonna do a melee attack and then they Night Sword anyway. So it's a little bit of an odd one. Not like you'd be able to counter them, and even if they did that at point blank range, I don't think. I want to say that doesn't work. I want to say anything that makes the text box pop up doesn't get countered. Which is its own irritation, but, you know. Otherwise, counter would be even more broken than it already is. His counter is already, you know, so much free damage when enemies are attacking somebody. As long as they can sustain through the damage. There you go, Leopold lives again. Probably not for long, because he's probably just gonna get sniped with a Night Sword, but at least it keeps him from fading into crystal. So I'll take what I can get on that one. When the ads come about, I'll probably get up for a moment. Because we have not had any split up moments or breaks or anything. You will do 66. Yeah, go ahead and target that and then get the hell away so he doesn't just kill you before that finishes casting. Would have been so nice if he had happened to walk up next to his buddy when that lightning comes down. Make my life very easy. Of course, it would never be that easy, but it'd be nice. You can always ask for things, whether you're going to get them or not. What do you know? You don't have Spin Fist, right? No, you don't. 6 of one, half dozen the other there. I keep forgetting that they get that health back, even though I've sat there and stewed over the fact that they get that health back. Braid just immediately deletes that information anyway. But he died because of the bolt, so we're good there. You two probably are just gonna have to do a happy healing circle now, because you don't have any other function. Is that's gonna be the one problem with having wizards, is we now have a MP shortage problem. Yeah, I figured you were gonna grab that crystal. If I could have reached it, I would have grabbed it. Let's pin this guy in so he doesn't keep running off, and then we should be able to finish him off before too long. Then I just need to get after this one, and then we'll be out of here. I knew I was gonna get an all Dark Knight fight at some point. Considering I'd had one in the test seed, it seemed like a given that that was going to happen again. But just with a little bit of doing, we'll manage to get this fight over and done with. Surprised he didn't target the guy with his back to him. But I guess it doesn't matter because Night Sword, I think, is guaranteed to hit anyway. Oh, there is... I forgot about Rico. Well, that's annoying. But he kept getting don't acted all the time, so I just completely forgot about him entirely. That's on me. But between the two of them attacking, this guy should be dealt with before long. You know what? Yeah, Leopold, go ahead and do what you're starting to do by going up that way. Need be, just start whacking him with sticks so he doesn't heal as much till the other players can get there. The Beowulf might take care of him himself just fine. Yeah, he does enough damage. There you go. They're not in necessarily that much danger without healing, but the healing gives them experience, so it's worth healing regardless. And for those who may have forgotten from last time, with the amount of gil we're getting sent by the other players in the archipelago, I don't have much to worry about in terms of money. Like, I think we still have something in the 100,000 range for gil, even though I re-equipped everybody recently. So it's not really a problem. That's why I was worried about him turning and facing him, is that he was gonna dodge. That's the one problem, is if any major dodging happens. And I don't do enough personal damage here to kill this one. I can only just keep him busy, more or less, at the moment. The temptation to revive one of them for the funsies is strong, but it would be very annoying to deal with. So I'm not going to do that. Ooh, Argo got diffusion missiles for his Metroid Fusion. Look at that. I am, as always, looking down at the tracker to see what's going on with it. Act from an angle and it still got deflected. Sad days are here again. But Beowulf will get here soon, TM. Or he's gonna go that way. Okay. He may not be here as soon as I had hoped. I'm kind of missing having Oracle now as well, I will say. Can never get both of them to hit, apparently, now. But the reason why I'm saying I miss Oracle a bit is because you get move, gain MP from Oracle. So my wizards would be able to just walk around and regenerate their MP. Because we can't just buy ethers for magic, unfortunately. Bonk. There is worth to hitting people with the rods, by the way, because the rods can cast the spells that are associated with them. So, like, the fire rod will cast fire when you hit somebody occasionally and things like that. So there is a chance that it'll have more value than just the 9 damage that you knocked him upside the head for. He is being smart, constantly facing the one who does more damage. Okay, sure, cast Don't Act on him. That will help, because it'll keep him from healing. But it also would keep him from healing real well if you just helped me kill him. But fine, we're just gonna form the happy circle of sticks and just pummel this man into the ground eventually. Yeah, I guess. Both of you got deflected this time? Joyous day. Welcome back, Natra. Yeah, that makes sense, because there's some good layouts in this. There's just also some less than ideal situations like this one, where we're just kind of in a holding pattern until I land the hits properly. Like that. And these Dark Knights eventually die. All the guarding in the world won't save you from me just clobbering you repeatedly. I was really hoping to have Beowulf's turn come up after my other wizard so I could have gotten her out of the way, but it's fine. Okay, both of you hit this time, so his health actually went down. Next turn, that one should die, because he can't do anything. Yes, yes. You cast Night Sword. Oh no. And then I auto potion again. Oh no, the auto potion didn't tick that time. It's fine. Another one of their friends turns to crystals. Hey, Norokashi. So far, it's going alright. We played a lot of Blood Typers before this, so we haven't made too much headway today. This is the first fight we're really doing Archipelago-wise today. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy on that one. You could shake a waste bin and you might find out more information about Final Fantasy than I know. Considering there's been re-releases and things like that, it gets jumbly. And it's not a series I've kept up with like I've talked about during all of the other sessions. So you would be better off asking most anybody else. I don't think... There's a few separate timelines, I believe. At least that's what I've seen people say. There's a few that are connected to each other, and then, yeah, like Inoro was saying, they're mostly their own thing. When you say chronologically, I assumed you meant, do the games stay in release order as far as what order you would be playing them in, which, yes, you would play them in release order because it mostly doesn't matter, if that's what you're asking. That was a question that had multiple different answers. It became its own universe, because some people believe that all the different tactics games all take place in the same one, because it involves Ivalice every time, I believe? Yeah, it's usually self-contained if it's a separate number. And Archipelago is disconnected. Lovely. Internal error, keep alive, ping timeout. That might be because nobody's had the room open. So let me go ahead and just go open the room myself right quick, just to make sure. Though I think Archipelago itself may also have gone down. Let me go have a look at the Archipelago server. See if they've got an outage. Oh, I'm seeing software announcements. Yep, there is a software outage saying people are unable to connect to rooms. We managed to connect, but it ended up dropping. So we may end up having trouble actually continuing Archipelago today. Joyous day. I'm gonna try to reconnect manually right quick, see if it goes anywhere. Looks like I reconnected, so we'll see how it goes. See if it stays connected. If it drops again, we'll worry about it. Son of a bitch over here. Couple wizards and a monk managed to take theirs down before the knight and the monk got theirs. Yeah, there's fan theories aplenty, I'm sure. I've definitely heard a few, but I didn't pay much mind to any of them. That's why I didn't really want to quote anything out there, because hearing something and having any real information on it can be two very different animals. I've looked at a lot of hacks for Tactics in particular and the other Tactics games, so I end up catching some of that information by proxy through those, because some of those get brought up in the discussions about those. That's about the extent of where any information I've gotten comes from. This is gonna hurt you too, but that's fine. We need to get out of this fight sometime today. And that can be the blessing and curse, though, of having things be kind of open to interpretation and not have anything firmly set, is people can go have fun with fan theories. People just need to remember that at the end of the day, they're fan theories. And that's something I see a bunch of communities seem to have problems with, where they take fan theories and run with them to the point where... How to explain this? They try to convince themselves that they're writing full new canon for something when it's not there. That's the nicest way to put it. Which, honestly, the whole idea of canon and non-canon is largely irrelevant in practical terms anyway, but people get real hung up on that. Like, there's come a point where people are just way too convinced that things need to make sense together, and it's like, no, just have fun. Just let it be what it is, and just move on with your life. There we go. Finally out of that fight, and we did get some good levels for our wizard, so I'll take it. Ooh, mithril bow. Shame I have no archers to use that. And we found 10 arrows for an Ocarina of Time game. Hooray. Oh, the excitement. I swear I've not seen a single important check come out of this game. Not a single one. You already have magic attack up. I guess just grab the other... Well, no, you're really close to getting a level 3, so we'll just go ahead and hold for a level 3 spell for you. Not that you're gonna get to cast it much, but have it anyway. Ditto with you. Oh, speaking of not getting to cast it, ironically enough, our knight over here has Bolt 3 because of the points they were given from the archipelago. He actually could buy another level 3 spell that he would not be able to cast, but it amused me greatly to have it, so we're just gonna keep doing that. He is so close to getting Hamido. He needs just 38 more points. And you have it now, so you don't have to be a monk anymore, necessarily. It's gonna be a risk not having auto potion anymore, but being able to counter first is very nice. So you're going back to being a knight, Ralph. This way he has the health and shield to compensate for not having auto potion anymore. So he should be able to protect himself just fine. And yes, we have a ridiculously high shield because we got that from Archipelago quite literally at the beginning. It's funny how that ends up working out. Do I have enough points yet? I don't think so. Oh, no, I do, actually. I got a lot more done points-wise there than I thought. So let's grab Hamido for me as well. Actually, I have a lot of magic as well. Our faith's not terrible. I will go ahead and grab counter magic and bolt. I'll think about doing something with that information. Do I go back to night myself? Yeah, I may as well. I don't really have a reason to be anything else at the moment. And being night frees us up to gain GP up back, I get. So we're basically a master knight already, like I was talking about. Might be a lot of connectivity issues happening. Yeah, our biggest issue, like I was talking about before, is we just don't have other jobs. So I can't really increase our strength through improving more jobs that way. So we're kind of beholden to whatever store upgrades we end up getting. Just gonna double check right quick. Make sure we're not missing anything obvious. Nope. Okay. Which we did get a few other side characters I could pull in, but I just can't be bothered because they're not gonna bring anything special to the table particularly at the moment. Because they'll be just as beholden to gear as the rest of us. Shut up, Windows. And Archipelago went down again. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have shit. Okay, reconnected at least. It's not as bad as it could be then. And it went down again. We're gonna be here for a hot minute in this fight, it looks like, though, so... Ideally, we reconnect before the fight ends. If not, I just have to redo this fight again at some point. To send the check again. Once we get a turn, we'll take stock of what we're dealing with here. Reconnected again for the moment. Okay, so we got 2 Holy Swordsmen, 2 Mimes, a Dragon. Oh no, this isn't the fight I'm thinking of. There's 2 fights in this same set that look very similar, and one of them has a couple enemies hidden underneath a ledge. This isn't that one. This is all open, I think. Yeah, because there would have been a room right here where they were, but there's not anything there. So we just have the 2 Mimes, the 2 Holy Swordsmen, and the 1 Dragon, then. Okay, that's not too bad. Having our Knight get stopped immediately, that's pretty bad. But one problem at a time. $51, yeah. Go ahead and cast it there. He might move by the time that casts, but I don't want to hit myself right now. We're early enough in this fight that I don't really want to risk things like that. Yeah, you can't actually step any further forward there. Stay there instead, then. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to reach either way, I don't think. And remember, I have no priests or anything because they're not in my job pool right now. Okay, at least you didn't get stopped. That's okay. My big fear is getting hit with stop. I have a new fear. It's called Dragon. But thankfully it doesn't do enough damage with Thunder Bracelet either, so we're okay. And I don't really know what those mimes are going to be able to do in this situation, so we're not too worried about that one right now either. Yeah, well, food helps so much if you actually did something other than just casting Don't Act all the time. Especially when you went and stood next to somebody so that they would hit both of you. If I remember right, how mimes work is they copy something that somebody else does. But it has to be within a certain range, I think. So since they're all just kind of hanging out over there, they're not really going to cause any issues. Until we go to deal with them ourselves, and then I think they're going to start hitting us with their own attacks and things like that. Which will be mildly annoying. No, it'll work right there. It'll be fine. Okay, and one of the two mimes is hit with Don't Act as well, so they just can't even do anything further than that. I did make a stupid mistake standing you there, admittedly. Thankfully, Auto Potion solves the worst of that. One down, too many to go. If you're wondering, yes, I have avoided commenting on the fact that it reconnected in the hopes of avoiding it disconnecting. But I've now jinxed it regardless, so eh. Way to miss, buddy. Way to go. I'll go ahead and handle reviving you on the way by. So I do not want him to die permanently. It would be very inconvenient for everybody involved. The ads have kicked in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up for a moment. Not much is gonna change with this fight anyway, at the current pace of things. So see you all in a moment. Okay, I'm back. We're not quite back from ads yet, but may as well get this ball rolling some more. If I don't just hit my knee on my desk. It be what it be. I see my wizard died while I was in the bathroom, because, you know, that's what I get for not paying attention to him the entire time, I suppose. But trading a wizard for a dragon, I think I'll take that deal. And at the very least, we'll be able to just revive him anyway. Yep, okay. I was waiting for the stop to happen, that's why you heard me audibly stop talking for a second, just like, pause, wait for it to happen, and then I was gonna continue. Who that thought? Oh yeah, that's gonna do plenty of damage to you. Of course, you've now walked the bolt into Beowulf and killed him, but you know what? I'm not that fussed about it. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. You've missed not much, like a turn or so has gone by during the ads. There's Hamito in action. The joyous ability to attack before your opponent attacks you. You apparently got 2 turns before he got a turn. Okay. I know my knights are slow, but wow. That's rough. Oh, now you got a turn. Okay. There's no world in which you kill him fast enough, so just stop that timer being a problem. You're gonna die together, but that's okay. Oh, wait, maybe not, because you'll be able to separate at least. In fact, if you just kill him with that bolt too, that would make it very easy for me. And that's why raising the dead is worth it. So that's 2 of our side quests in here done. Progressive wall display case for trading card sim. So, somewhat worth it, because I don't know if he's gotten any other wall displays. That gives him more room to show stuff to sell. Don't save yet. Do your inventory first. Just have weapon break left, and then I am a master knight. I'm gonna get speed break because that'll help you even the score a little bit. If you spend 1 fight as a monk, you will have Hamito. And get equip armor on just so you'll be a little bit better off there. That mithril armor is armor we do not have available to us too, so that's actually kind of nice. And get you bolt 3. You're not going to get to cast it much with 53 MP, but, you know, it'll be worthwhile. Ditto with you. You'll actually get to cast it even less, because you're wearing health armor right now instead of mana armor. That's because the mana armor we have is just not that good still, so it's not really a concern. We really need a shop upgrade pretty desperately. We've just got 2 more side quest pieces left in here, or to do. The next one being the one I was talking about that had that room that had a couple enemies in it. And that would pop out and surprise you. Just surprise! Hee. So I do think we would get 2 checks if I did the story battle here. I just don't remember what level the story battle here is. Nor do I remember what story battle that is at all. So I'm a little leery about that idea, but we keep saving before every fight. I could just go poke my head into it and see if it's doable. Since everything's randomized, it might just end up with a bunch of chump mobs anyway. Since it's one we can reach pretty early. I just did the same one again, didn't I? I just did the same fight again. This is why we save before every fight. So I can just reboot the game when I accidentally hit the same fight twice and save us some time. You can tell I'm not paying attention. Just gotta load the game back up again. This is the speed up I was talking about, though. I just hold tab and things load quicker. We already had done everything we needed to do. I forgot that we had done one fight already, so I was like, oh yeah, I need to go to floor 2. But no, it's actually floor 1 I need to do next. And then we do the basement. Same setup as before. Okay, off we go. I feel like I was supposed to go the other way, but I genuinely don't know. Did I click the same one again somehow? So I could have swore I clicked first floor. Or did I just screw up the first time and now that's why none of this makes sense? So I'm definitely screwing up somewhere here, and I can only apologize. We're just gonna go to the basement and say, hey, to hell with it, because I am confused now. Because unfortunately, it doesn't mark the ones you've done, so I'm just having a whole moment here, and I apologize for the fact that this is ending up just being loading the game like 4 times. Did I skip one somehow? I don't know. It's too warm in here. Brain no working no more. I could have swore I selected first floor that time, but like I said, I'm just not worrying about it. So this one we can only bring 4 to, so it's going to be less than ideal. Because it means you, and you. Because I know the lay of the land in this area too, and it's going to be more beneficial to having people that can attack at a distance. Because we're going to need to move quick. Which, admittedly, there's one downside to the move quick part in that we're bringing knights, but it's fine. You see that purple dragon? We gotta protect that from all of this nonsense. 2 samurais, 2 skeletons, and a chemist. And another samurai in the hallway. So not terrible, but we gotta be fast. Because even being a dragon, that health bar ain't gonna last forever. So you might be able to just delete that? Yeah, you can just take that out. One time it went like this where Reese was just killing freely, and then there was another time where it was a bunch of very powerful things all stacked on top of them, so they just got destroyed. That's still a lot of damage, though. Thankfully, apparently those are samurais without any special attacks. Oh, that one has an attack. Our problem, though, is we're going to have to do this the slow way because we are just a pair of knights as far as the melee goes. You move over here and start casting a spell at this one. You go ahead and cast a spell at them too. Not quite as strong though. You don't need to go that high. You start boogieing. Found darkness. I think they're doing geomancy actually. I thought they were gonna do one of the samurai sword unleash moves on us. But no, like Found Darkness sounds like geomancy to me. There's your detailed explanation of well, not so detailed, but your simple explanation of Archipelago for those who still have questions. There we go, first enemy down. At least our path will be clear. It's just gonna take us time to get around. So we might be in trouble here. Just purely on the basis of if they throw any kind of range damage at Reese here, it's over. Oh no, you're being smart and stupid at the same time. Because the problem is they're now opened up to two of them being able to attack at the same time unless they moved far enough that the samurais can't reach. Which that one obviously can. The other one I don't know if can or can't. That's the concern. Because bear in mind, this is a fight where if our escort target dies, we lose. So the positioning for this is brutal. Okay, we're actually good. At least for the moment. But we need to get there, like, yesterday. At least their pathing is being smart enough to head towards us. Those aren't skeletons that have ranged attacks. Okay. We're not as bad off as I feared, but it's not great. And now you've gone and done the dumbass. Like, I get the idea. That's a kill. But you're dead now. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do to stop that from being a death. Because I don't have any reach. So, hope you're all ready for me to get a game over, because the game did us stupid. Because now they both attack, and I'm pretty sure neither of them are gonna miss. Yeah, because it's a back attack now. Oh, that's a charge, but we're not gonna have enough time to get there. Oh, that's so frustrating. This is why I hate these mission types. But the moment you have to do a protection mission, it just turns so bad. Yep, there's the charge too, and the death. You know, ignoring the fact that we have the ability to revive people, it once again, for plot reasons, makes them die instantly. Remains the dumbest thing. Like, I get that it needs to have stakes to it, but just like, ugh. Stakes like that frustrate me because it's arbitrary? Arbitrary is the word I want for it, yeah. Because of the enemy types there, I think we have to leave that one for now, unless I purposely turn somebody into a chemist and run them toward Reese as fast as possible to try to heal. I don't think that's happening anytime quick. So we're just going to disregard that. Because otherwise we're just going to sit here in a load loop and I'm going to lose my mind. I don't know if anybody else will get bored, but I will lose my mind. I've already loaded the game more times than I would like to in a short span of time. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you know what? That's the city I was thinking of for the other fight. Right. We probably could do that, depending on what spawns there. Let's go have a look at it. See what we get. I'm not gonna bother saving. The only thing a save's gonna do for us in this situation is save me having to walk a couple tiles, but if this fight doesn't work, I'm not gonna be walking back over here anyway. I'll be going, in fact, the other direction, to the place next to where we were just standing. Because that's another one I'm reasonably confident we can win, because that's a defeat a specific target fight that's next to Goland there. So I'm confident I can at least BS my way out of that one, even if I can't do it fair and square. Because remember, this is less about getting the fights themselves done efficiently and getting us levels as it is just getting the fights done quickly to get us checks. There's a difference. Yeah, this is where you actually are meant to meet Mustadio, like I was talking about last time. Okay, so it's knights, thieves, and at least one ninja. That's not too bad. They might hurt, but they won't be able to, like, large-scale wipe our team or anything. I'm gonna say don't get involved just to avoid him dying being the requirement. Because you notice, we still said I gotta help him. But it means that him dying doesn't lose us the fight. And yeah, there's two ninjas. The ideal move here would be to neutralize the ninjas first and do it quickly. Oh good, you actually have a gun this time. I guess we unlocked guns then? With some of the store upgrades we have? Is in another plot fight that's further along than this that he shows up in, he didn't have a gun. So, that's interesting. But at least this means he can do his main mechanic, which is shooting things. We are once again going to have the problem of it's going to take us time to get around the corner and get up in there, though. Classic knight debuff of being very slow. But till we get at something like ninjas or such, we're not really going to have any means of going fast. Go ahead and put it there, because you'll hit both of them before they get a turn. And again, almost certainly. It's not going to do that much damage based on what I saw there, but I'll take what I can get. You do the same thing. Okay, you did a lot of damage to the thief. The knight just took it like a champ. Yeah, remember, spells going off also counts towards charge time. So that's one casualty already. That's how you can make charge time get a little funky. Oh, you're just going right for him. Oh, and doing a charge attack, too. Charge attacks with ninjas, by the way, work with both weapons that they're wielding. That's what makes ninjas really dangerous. Everything they do that involves melee attacks gets activated with both weapons. So they hit really hard. This is why ninja is something we really, really want. On top of, you know, something that actually has mobility built into it being very handy. Because your jump is also intrinsic to your job, to a degree. I forget if it's entirely or if it's just partially. That should kill that one, so thank you, Agris. Since we have a thief in our midst, we'll deal with that ourselves right here, right now. Then it'll just be the other ninja and the 2 knights that need be dealt with, and we'll be in business. I presume that ninja's gonna come hopping up over... No? Going after Hermostadio still. That's the ninja's other thing in this game, is they throw most items. It's most... Actually, they throw almost every weapon in the game, and they throw a handful of ninja-specific throwables. Specifically, multiple elemental balls and shurikens of varying flavors. You won't be able to do a ton of damage to the knights with your magic, but they're lined up for it, so go ahead and do it. And it'll still be damage to the knights. In fact, actually, if both of you throw your highest spells at them, they might... Oh yeah, no, Bolt 3 is gonna get some work done, so actually this will work out perfectly. Get Hamido'd. Heavenly bolts come bring God's justice. And that's why it's nice to have wizards. Because now suddenly there's only one enemy left. Though they are being a pain in the butt and hiding in the corner. So it's gonna take our knights all day to get around to them. And what they're more than likely gonna do is go hop over the wall after the mages, so we're gonna just have Ralph hang out over here. I fully anticipate what their move's gonna be. You're out of magic, so back off anyway. You go ahead and fling another spell over at them, though. Stir the pot a bit, you know? Make him think that if they don't come jumping forward or run somewhere else, they're going to die. Right into my trap. Because now Agrius will just kill them for me. Nice and easy that way, you know? Predictable. You good, man who's laying on the floor? Well, unfortunately, we only got garbage rewards, but... we found a ruby for Luigi's mansion. You know, I don't think that that's that important either. Well, we've cleared out Zala and Fort City. So we've got that going for us. I don't think that opens up anything on its own, though. I think I still need shop levels before anything of relevance happens there. It's just nice to see another place no longer be a red dot. Barely got any points out of that. Work my way toward mastering Squire, I guess. I've already got all those things. I don't have Ether yet, so go ahead and grab that. That might be useful. Literally, I've not brought the guy who's one fight away from getting Hamido into a fight yet, because there's not been room to bring him. Which is mildly frustrating. It's also my own fault. But, you know. Oh yeah, you have counter equipped right now. You're not going to be using counter as a wizard. Take auto potion, please. Thank you. Especially since you have a health bar. Barrios Hill is another fight I could do. I stepped here without really thinking about it. But Barrios Hill happens around the same time as Island Fort City. And the rest of this. In fact, actually, yeah, I think you go from Zirkill to Zalan to Barrios to Lionel. I had gotten where Lionel was flipped with where Bethla Garrison is. That's what had me all fucked up before, I think. Because if I remember right now, you go here and then you end up pivoting because we were only going to Bethla Garrison because that's where Agris thought they took the princess. We then picked the princess up here, and then we flee down here to try to take asylum at Lionel Castle. I remember now. And again, the main reason I'm following the plot path is because that should keep the levels reasonable for us. Because some plot fights are at static levels. Like, I was running into some very high-level encounters at Bethla Garrison when I was testing this, so it's like, I know I can't do that, so what am I meant to be doing? And then now my memory's finally clicking back together again. So what's here on Barrios Hill? This place is kind of annoying, because it's a big area and there's a lot of summoners usually in this fight, if I'm remembering this fight properly. Yeah, it is the place I think it was. Not too bad on the enemy composition, though. Couple Minotaurs, couple priests, and a couple samurais. So not too crazy. It's very funny seeing Alma clones just running around. Really, any named character clones just make me laugh. Oh, cleric, not priest, right? I knew they had one that was a more gender-neutral healer name. I just could not remember what it was. Then again, priest isn't gender-neutral at all. There's priest and priestess, so what the fuck am I talking about anyway? The answer, my tired brain is being stupid again. That's what I'm talking about. That's concerning. 2 attack power may not seem like much, but trust me when I say that's bad news. Considering it went from 12 to 14, that's not great. It's great for him, not great for us. But we'll take him on head on. I do 49. It might actually be better if I power break him back down then. Yeah, considering with his power reduced by 3, he still did 77 on that counter. That should tell you all you need to know about how much he would have done if I didn't do that. How much attack do you have? You have 11. That's not as scary. Especially when you just block it like that, Ralph. Good job. Yeah, Minotaurs, no joke. Absolutely no joke. 71, that'll do. Because if we just dumpster the particularly strong one with magic, we won't have as much to worry about. This does mean that I should have just hit him with my sword, if I'm gonna just slam him with 2 attack spells like this. Oh, thank God the protection spell missed. Whew, that was also a big concern. If they'd gotten the re-raise, they would have just gotten right back up after a little bit, and it would have been a whole issue in and of itself. But now it's in Hamido range, so I'm not as concerned. Though, Wave Around does get around Hamido, as you can see there. If you would just be so kind as to shoot that. Thank you. This way I don't have to. considering they're throwing re-raise and such around, we should go kill those clerics. Though the fact that they've come running forward is very funny. This is, again, the game's decision-making being questionable. Because if they just stayed all the way back there and just kept casting M barriers around, they would be incredibly annoying. But instead, they're just gonna run forward and die. They do hit decently hard with those stabs, don't get me wrong. Don't you have Hamido? You do, it just didn't trigger. Okay, fair enough. And I cannot quite reach anything, irritatingly. Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna walk over here to draw attention to myself, and then I'm going to heal myself. Which will irritate them further. Neener, neener. That counterattack actually works against them. I could have moved him right back up again, but it's better that he's moved away so I can just do this. It's better to target that one anyway. The spell's overkill as hell for the one in front. We could do that for insurance. Let that show you just how much I already do not like the idea that they have Protect, Re-Raise, and everything that they can cast. Yeah, you're gonna wave it around again. Look at you go. Now, you might be thinking, shouldn't you deal with that samurai? Nah. The samurai's fine. Mustadio's gonna do enough of shooting for that it's gonna take care of itself, and Agrius will take care of that as well, so I don't even have to look at that samurai at all. I don't think I've ever seen that move a unit before. That's different. Like, I've seen a bunch of attacks push units around. I don't think I've ever seen an AoE move like that push somebody. That's very interesting. Yeah, that Protect is doing work for him. And Archipelago is disconnected again. And there we go, reconnected. I just have to hiss at it. Oh, never mind, it has gone again. It's struggling. Now that he's backed off, let's deal with the samurai. They do have Meat Bone Slash for me to watch out for, though. That, I believe, is a specific counter which will happen when they get to low health. And it is devastating. But if I hit them with magic to lower their health, that'll sort itself out. I think you can get close enough to hit that one, can't you? Yes, you can. I won't know how much damage it's gonna do, but it'll go, and it'll be good enough. Barrier wore off at the perfect time, too. Wow, it is connecting and disconnecting a lot now. We might end up having to wrap up soon, then. I had planned on just keeping going, but, if Archipelago can't stay connected, then there ain't much point. Because I don't really have anything Next Fest-wise prepped right now. I was actually going to double-check all the demos that I was going to play with Mel tomorrow after stream tonight, so they're not tested or prepped either. You're out of magic. Go ahead and just res Ralph. In case he gets a turn anytime quick. The good news is, since everything else is dead already, the re-raise on this won't matter. Really am unhappy that Archipelago keeps disconnecting, though. We're gonna kind of just linger on the dialogue in the hopes that Archipelago reconnects so the check sends properly and I don't have to redo this. Let me also check the server again and see if they've said anything specific like, hey, there's a problem. No, it just is what it is. Okay. Sure thing. Okay, yeah, there's other collabs happening. I'm just checking the Dragon Pelago chat to see if there's any requests for anything, or if there was anybody saying that it's having issues. So nobody's commenting on it having problems, so I'm wondering if it might be me. May not be running Archipelago on that address or port. Oh boy. I'm not seeing everybody yelling that it's down or anything, though, so either people aren't active at the moment, or it hasn't caused problems across the board. The room itself may be down right now. And I can't really check that. Yeah, everybody is disconnected, other than a couple people. It's still saying we're connected, though, so not sure. Solid amount of progress on the multi-worlds as a whole, though. 5,246 items out of 18,595. So that's good. I have not contributed that much to it yet. I've only done 83 out of 272 in Portrait of Ruin and 33 out of 153 in Final Fantasy. Gonna poke it one more time. Nope, it is convinced it's down. Well, nothing for it. We're just gonna hope that it saying it's connected on the other screen is good enough for it to still send. This isn't worth anything anyway, so I don't care. If after I do inventory and everything, it doesn't seem to have come back, we are going to wrap up, I think. Is mostly because I don't really have a lot of other choice. I could do some just random battles to train up, but that's not gonna be that interesting for y'all to watch. Honestly, half the fights we've done recently, I don't know if they've been that interesting to watch, so... Eh. Let's have you save up for counter magic, I think, at this point. You already have a couple... You have almost all the level 2s and a level 3, so I think you're good. Ditto with you? Yeah, ditto with you. There are things that are specifically weak to ice that it wouldn't be the worst thing to have ice 2 for, but it's not a big deal. Now that I've mastered Knight, do I want to go back to Monk to do anything, or do I want to go grind Chemist? What do I want to do with me? I already have Amido, so I don't really have a lot of things to get out of Monk at this point. If we look at the abilities again, I could get active moves, but I'm keeping item on for the most part because of just stability reasons. I could get move HP up, but I would rather use that slot for something that lets me move and jump more. Martial arts doesn't matter for us, is all that does let you move punch like a monk, and with equipment we'll be doing better. I realize the mouse cursor's been on screen for a bit there. There we go. And this category, like I said, I don't want HP restore and don't really have a reason to have counter if I already have Hamido. I don't need a third person being a wizard, so wizard's dead in the water for us. Chemist, I don't really have a reason to level any further either, other than learning X Potion and or High Ether. So there's not a ton of reason to bother with leveling that further either. And Squire, I could master it, but it doesn't do a ton. It is, ironically enough, out of the options, the one that would do the most for us, though. Because I would level faster using all of the Squire abilities a bunch, like just yelling and accumulating and things like that. It also is another one that I don't have to change my abilities to be able to wear all the same things. Because we have the benefit of being able to wear heavier armor than your average Squire. Speaking of, take off that Enkai armlet and get more movement, please. Because you still don't have Hamido. Like, a lot of my characters are looking similar at this point, I understand that. It's not really the way I want to do it, but it's the effective way. Try one more time. Nope, it's still down, it looks like. I refresh it. It's still convinced I'm connected, which is interesting. And according to the thing, the tracker's just not working, I guess. Maybe look through the hints and see if there's anything important in here. Anything I need to do. Now there's a laser cutter fragment that I need to go get in Portrait of Ruin for somebody. Okay. That's the only thing that's been hinted that I need to do, though. And I don't know where that portrait is yet, and they didn't yell at me to go get that, so I don't know if it's important. Tell you what, I'm gonna do a curiosity thing right quick. I want to see what happens here. I'm gonna open Portrait of Ruin, and if it receives the items, then we know it. Oh, you can still connect. It just doesn't let the tracker work. I'm going to knock the audio off for that, though. Just so you don't end up with double audio until I verify that this is working. I'm also similarly not going to open the visual until it's verified, as you might imagine. Nope, it is not connecting, so it is down. That's what I assumed, but I needed to verify that. So that's a shame, but we're gonna have to just call it there, because Archipelago went kablooey. But, you know, that's just how it be sometimes. When you're relying on a server-based thing, it just is what it is. The fact that the tracker is still saying on the site that people are connected is interesting. But if I cannot get it to connect, I cannot get it to connect. There's just only so much of that matters. I don't think it's my internet, because otherwise you would think I'd be dropping frames and y'all wouldn't be hearing and seeing me, so... Shrug. Still, we got an hour and a half or so of progress into this after the 3 and change hours of playing Blood Typers, so I would say this is a worthwhile enough stream for the day. Would have loved to have done more, but it be what it be, like I said. For shits and giggles, poke it one more time. Yep, still dead. Okay. Let's go ahead and find us a raid target then. So be it. Yes, that's clearly what I wanted to do. I may or may not have just shrunk my dashboard window immensely. Don't mind me. Ah, that's what they went over to play. Okay. Let's see. Who all is on right now? I may very well just loop us back, considering, you know, multiple of the people we were playing with are still on doing other things. So let me see. Let me see. I also never did change the text at the bottom there, but it remains true. It's fine. Yeah, it doesn't look like she's planning to wrap immediately. So let's go reward the one who set up everything for today, shall we? Let's go Red Melon, who's playing Overwatch now. Return the favor for the fact that Melon set everything up for the Blood Typers collab we just did. I think that's all fair and reasonable. And, in fact, we'll be playing more with Mel tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be playing demos with Mel tomorrow. So, as long as that plan is still happening. Which it presumably is, but if anything's changed with that, we'll find out. And then that'll be it for this week. Then we go back around to Monday. I'll probably actually do Archipelago on Monday, because of the fact that we, one, didn't get as much done as I had intended to today, and it seems like the archipelago is going pretty smoothly so far, though people are getting delayed because of life things, so obviously not everybody's going hard on it all the time. So that's why Monday will be a good point for that. Then Tuesday, we will probably go back to a regularly scheduled thing just to break things up a little bit. I did not set anything up for next Thursday, so there's no current plan for anything there. And Friday and Saturday are similarly up in the air at the moment, I do believe. I will double check things, of course, and make sure that I'm not forgetting things. But be good to Mel, she's good people, and I will see you all tomorrow, yes. Good night, everybody.